are back.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. And in the break, we've determined the winners of the Terror Australis PDF from the first session and the Call of Cthulhu Masks of Nyarlathotep sound set. Derek?
Centurion 11
Woo!
is the winner of the PDF, and Virtuosity is the winner of the Syrinscape sound set.
Nasu!
Fabulous.
Nasu!
And so, if you would like to enter the draw for another copy of the PDF of Terror Australis in this session, or another copy of the Masks of Nyarlathotep, I'm getting better at saying
I
them.
know, it's gorgeous.
Sound set, then write jazz singer in the chat.
Nice.
Oh, I've changed the word. It's amazing.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, there actually is some of those contents reserved for
Yes,
once
so
it goes to
when
YouTube. So do the same in the comments.
Right. We'll put
And
that.
I haven't seen any comments in quite some time, so if somebody wants to mention anything in the comments, that'd be
Just
great.
tell us that you're still with us.
I just want
And
to make sure.
hi, chat.
Hello?
Thanks for joining us.
Is anybody out?
So our intrepid investigators are in Woi Woi. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Australian geography, that's where we are. So
Is that Australia?
we are in the central coast, north of Sydney. So this is Woi Woi here.
Sorry, go there.
Woi Woi.
It wasn't that big back then, I expect.
No, it was not that big back then. There's the photos circulating around about how small it is. Now, you know, Tommy, that accommodation is at a premium in Woi Woi.
Yep.
You guys are later than you expected to arrive. There's the train station. So there have been people coming north from Newcastle. Been coming south via the train from Newcastle. So, and they're arriving onto the relatively newly built Woi Woi train station by train, a small gauge train.
Wow.
Fancy.
So you know that there is there's two hotels. There's the Woi Woi Hotel and the Bayview Hotel, and that they are probably the best bets for your accommodation. It's a buzz with people in the small town. They crowd the streets, the small piers, and all of the locals who are kind of street urchin-esque, so their sort of quality of clothing. That's what I was looking for. There you go. There's Woi Woi at the time. That's how small it is.
Can I just say, I love these old school photos and what they chose to do, like the one underneath there, right? How they chose to stand.
Yeah.
Like they were just like, we're going to take a photo forever. How do you want to stand? And some people are like, I'm going to cross my arms and look all gangster. And other people are like, I'm going to stand there awkwardly with my arms by my side.
And nobody's doing the rabbit ears on
No,
the
no. Or the tongue's poking out. It's all standing there seriously, which is not something we're used to today.
Well, they didn't invent smiling until like 30 years after this. So.
Except the Mona Lisa, who was ahead of her time.
Yes.
Well, was she smiling or she just...
So you'll need to organise accommodation, and pretty quick smart as well, you realise, because you're late arriving, and therefore your chances of getting a decent hotel room may have slipped away.
That's all right.
So on the main street, you've got...
Did the Sydney Morning Herald give me
Yeah.
accommodation?
they were kind of expecting you to
Go up there and
go
back.
up there and back, but this engine's delayed you enough that, and you know, you can probably hear Captain Kieran muttering that he's not going to be able to make a return trip tonight. So essentially, the ferry's out of action until tomorrow morning.
Well, I'm going to go
Can
check
I
out. Is
Can
there
I
a
make a luck
local?
roll to see if any of my relatives are here?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. I succeed?
You've got relatives
Nice.
in Fegan's Bay, the red one. So it's actually across the water from Woi Woi, but there's the photo going round which shows that the dockside, so there's even smaller kind of pleasure boats that will take you across the very sort of small stretch. There is quite a big, we were asking before about what the reason for Woi Woi is. There is a boat building industry in Woi Woi. They do build several of the events. So you know you've got relatives in Fegan's Bay. Fegan's Bay is across the water, so there's actually like a small pleasure craft trip or a rowboat trip across the water to Fegan's Bay.
Can I just say, I love that it's not a boat; it's a pleasure
Pleasure
what is it?
craft, yeah.
What are we
pleasure
bloody,
craft.
where are we bloody going to stay? It looks like
There's
everything's
the other
full.
one, of course. You've got the Bayview Hotel,
Yeah.
and the Woi Woi Hotel is your other option. So you got the Bayview.
We'll try that place first,
There's
and
the
I'll see
Woi Woi.
if I can
Okay.
help these guys out with accommodation.
Yep. There's
I'll
also
help out Tommy too if I can. See if I
Great.
can do him a favour.
there's more.
Oh, you're very nice. To get
And there's also a place called Glen Lomond. So there's of course houses that people just rent out to locals.
This is this is a photo of the Woi Woi Hotel during a wood chopping contest.
Wow.
Yeah. So
They still chop wood to this day.
there's
They
there
do.
it is.
Go to the Easter bloody show.
There's the
you'll
Roma
see
Guest
chopping.
House, which is actually still there to this day.
Oh,
That'd be a
You're
bit pricey.
Same building.
That'd be a bit pricey, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Can I just say,
Roma.
to all the keepers out there who play Call of Cthulhu, who comes in with 47 individual photos, time period, ready to go? Like that.
And yeah, there's some dodgy
Pretty
looking one.
amazing.
That's the Glen Lomond
I don't know if we can show
next to the
all these
Woi Woi Hotel.
photos,
No, it's all right.
but
They'll give you flavour.
they give us.
So where are you going to try? You've got
Yeah, just show a few select ones.
Which one has the presidential suite?
well, Woi Woi's Woi Woi and the Glen and the Bayview Hotel are probably the ones that are the most obvious because they're the big two-story stone-built and brick-built buildings in the town, which is other than the theatre, everything else is one story. So those are the standout buildings. Then you've got several of these guest houses, which range in quality from quite nice looking to quite dodgy.
I'm just going to follow along awkwardly behind
Alright.
wherever these.
Yeah, I'll see if I
blokes
can
go.
help out these guys with accommodation.
Okay. So you get to the Woi Woi Hotel.
How many Americans would they have met?
Not many. I mean, with 1928, there are Americans and there are Americans who've been here, and World War One, obviously. Davo would have met some. Almost called you Steve again. Davo would have met some Americans on his travels.
yep.
So they're not that rare. And of course, movies. You've seen lots of Americans, and you've probably heard recordings of lots of Americans on the phonograph.
Yes.
No, a couple of septics.
Antiseptics.
I bet you that's a World War II term.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, whose? What? Hasn't been invented yet. Doesn't come out till 1944.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, yeah, we'll head to this hotel, see if they
All
got
right.
any space.
There is indeed on a big chalkboard outside the Woi Woi Hotel, full. No vacancy.
Oh, crikey.
Oh, we might be in a bit of strife.
Yeah.
Next to it is a slightly decrepit-looking
How biblical.
guest house.
The inn was full.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, I'll check out their guest house.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay,
you
I'm
meet,
having to pull up on a blankie, on a
Can I make a
rug on the floor.
Yeah, I've got some.
Can I make a credit rating roll to see if I can find some contacts or something like that around the place?
Yeah, absolutely. So go for it.
Or is that the best roll for it?
I think so. Probably credit rating rather than
Does anyone else have
used your
something
luck
for that?
already. Yeah. I think you've got the highest credit rating.
Do I? I don't have much in it, but
I think others have none.
I've got a 30.
Oh,
do you want to make one too then?
Yeah.
Like
I got
yeah.
15.
No, I have 77.
95.
no.
Right.
Oh no.
This is not my area.
Money,
I'm
money.
Not, I'm
yeah.
from Broken Hill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me neither.
yeah.
I'm out west.
What's
Yep.
your credit rating?
45. I got 41.
Right.
So you flashed some cash around.
Oh no! Oh,
You gonna flash
it's
it?
American dollars.
Won't. Yeah. No. We got pounds and pence, buddy.
Pounds and pence, but it's got to carry some weight.
Yeah.
It's-
Maybe,
at
no,
least
no,
it's
but you would have
different.
got some money exchanged.
Yeah.
Maybe you're carrying around a
Yeah,
lot of cash
yeah.
because
And
you,
I don't know the value of it. I'm like really.
like,
It's like
like every tourist. Yes.
well filtered.
well.
Excellent.
that was really well.
Okay, so
Couldn't tell you had filtered that one.
Mm.
No, but yeah. So I'm very much
You gonna flash some cash?
Well, also the fact is that like you know what I'm not. You know what? No,
Okay.
I'm not gonna. You know
You're
I'm
not gonna flash
flash.
cash?
You know I'm gonna flash around.
your mouth because you're Tommy the Tongue.
And that's it. But look, I've got tickets to this. Look, as the publisher, I don't know if you've heard about this thing. There's a bit of a there's a bit of a
So there's a-
entertainment gala.
So
have you heard
there's
about it?
quite a stout woman on the desk, and she's got a kind of a short bob that frames her head into like a picture frame.
Yeah, she looks like
And she very much looks like she's not going to take any nonsense
You know
from
what? She looks like
anybody.
she looks like a like what's I need like a real.
Can you zoom that one?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's zoom in on.
Zoom in on Sissy.
Oh, it's not Sissy. It can't be. That doesn't look like a Sissy. That looks like a.
You know, that's Sissy.
All right.
But don't you call me Sissy.
I wouldn't dare.
You got to roll high. Dude. I got a feeling this will
You've
be
got a
high
hard
roll.
persuade, please.
What
Hard.
you were
Yep.
saying? That, I was looking at the front of it. It had like it had.
This is a fast talk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
well,
fast.
hard. Yeah, but whatever. Hard talk,
Change your
hard fast talk, or hard persuade.
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
all I want to do is I want to have a chat. You know, is there any? I'm looking for a place to stay. I'm coming here. You know the movie that's being.
You and
happening?
everyone, love.
I
Look,
know.
Yeah,
Are you
Dal. Everyone's in town for that movie.
I know. Isn't it crazy? Have you seen it? You gonna go see it?
No,
Why not?
I like silent films. I'm speaking an American accent to you.
I
because
know.
You're speaking an American accent to me.
Yeah, stick with your South African.
No. Look, Dal. No.
Oh, you're not going. Oh, it's a bit of a shame. You know, I think a pretty little thing like you would be really good to be able to go along and see. What's
I
happening
haven't
with
been
all
to
this.
see a movie since Rudy died.
Oh well, good old days, right? Ah, poor. You know what? I'm gonna go. I don't know who Rudy is. I probably should.
Rudolph Valentino.
Oh, I know, but no. Tommy doesn't know who Rudy is. He's just gonna go along and think that well, it's never been the same. But at least they're trying these days. They're trying with the new tech now. Nothing could ever could fill the Rudy's hole, right?
That Colin McKenzie, not right in the head. He's got a kangaroo kicking around in the top paddock, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. You're just wonderful. Look.
Nothing could ever fit the Rudy hole.
I didn't notice that personally.
That's the quote of the night so far. Carry
I love
on.
the
All right.
amount of stuff Ben said out of his
I know.
mouth, and then I get that. Rudy-sized hole in your heart.
Yes.
Nice. No, in your yeah, good.
Yes.
Yeah, hard fast talk.
Yeah, give it to me. Give it to me.
No, you give it to me.
I'm so confused.
Fast talk. Top of the second column.
That's right. 61. No.
Yeah.
I get under. I got 85, so I'm under by a fair whack.
Try next door, Dal.
Next door.
Yeah.
She points at a low one-story building with basically a giant square corrugated iron roof.
Oh, can I just do a credit roll then?
Here's cash.
But
Oh, okay.
on her,
Yeah.
yep, try credit.
Nope. Nope.
I think that's a bad roll.
97.
Yeah. Your money's not good here, Dal.
My money is not. Oh, I take that as a bit of a.
So
Yep,
I'm next door.
She stares you.
Sorry,
Yeah.
so
You're at the Glen Lomond?
Yeah.
What's your name again? Full name?
Sissy.
And this is your establishment, Sissy? Sissy, your last
Oh,
name, I'm sorry.
There's all these singleted men just standing up around.
There's some
Some of her her sisters are there,
Yep.
gathering behind
It'd be
her.
a shame if it burnt to the ground.
Oh!
No, I wouldn't say that one.
No.
Well, are you sure? Do you say that or don't you?
No.
Sissy, the 7'8" woman stands up.
Yeah, she stands up. Goes,
You thought she was standing behind the bar. She was actually sitting.
She was
Right.
sitting and just like stands up.
do you,
like,
do you
"Whoa."
say that? Do you say that?
I
need
would
to
never,
check.
never say such a thing to a
Okay.
beautiful woman like yourself.
All right, so you have a stare down Mexican standoff with Sissy, but she's not budging.
She's
But Tommy doesn't budge either.
No,
Oh,
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 no, look,
this-
All right.
Look
So
around.
meanwhile, next door, whilst this altercation's happening,
Oh, you got the rooms? Yeah. Okay, thanks.
what do you?
We're in need of a shelter for the night. You got any spare
Hey, mate,
beds?
can you hook us up?
You've got a quite.
Oh,
Jenny, is the.
Jenny's a looker.
She's
Hello, Jenny.
an Irish nurse.
Oh,
Well, everybody's looking for accommodation. How many are you?
listen, Jenny.
look, we're about 4 of us. If you've got
Ooh.
spare room,
I've got one spare room, but you'd have to share.
it's no different to, being in a kip in the army. So we'll all bunk in.
I try to look charming and puff out my chest a bit and just pull up my jacket a bit so my
How do you guys
chunky
feel about
forearms show.
Sharing a room on the floor?
Yeah, mate, I was in private school. I was in dormitories all that time.
Alright.
Yes.
All right. One of you's missing.
Oh,
Oh, I don't really care.
No.
Tommy. Oh yeah.
Tommy's. You can see out the door. Tommy's basically.
Tagliatelle.
There's
Looks like we
a
much
a woman with her arms crossed, staring down at Tommy, shaking her head.
What's her last name?
I can't read upside down.
Albrecht.
Albrecht.
Albrecht. Yeah, German stock. Yeah, no, not happening.
Bit of a discount, love, for the inconvenience.
You'd be pushing your luck a bit far then. If anything, I should charge you more.
How does that work?
Well,
Well, there's 4 of you staying in a double room. I should charge you double.
I know when I'm beat, lady. Ma'am, I'll quit while I'm ahead. How much for the room?
Oh, it'll be 2 shillings.
2 shillings. 2 shillings.
Is that a lot or not?
Yeah, that's inflated.
Oh,
Oh.
look, it's room's on me, mate.
You can claim it
No,
back. from
no,
the-
yeah, no, it's all right. Yeah,
The
the paper will pay for it.
Oh, you're with the paper?
Yeah,
Lovely.
we're doing a write-up.
Oh, the Gosford Times is lovely. I do like the...
Anyway, so we'll be.
Is that who you're writing for?
Yeah, we're just writing for the paper, love. So I've got to go arrest my friend from your competitors.
Oh, all right.
As they go, I say, so Jenny, got a bit of an exotic accent there. You're from overseas? Your family's from overseas or
Dublin.
Dublin? Oh, lovely place, Dublin. I haven't been there myself personally, but
It is a lovely place. I
Are
mean, a little bit.
are they all as beautiful as you are in Dublin?
Oh, get away with you. What do? You've got a smudge.
Thank you, lassie. I just fix engines and things. We had a bit of trouble here on the way over, and had to leap in there and save the day with the
Oh
motor.
yes, I've got another lady staying. She said that there was some trouble on the ferry. What was her name? Lily.
Lily. Oh, Lily's here, is she? Oh,
You know Lily?
She's
Oh.
not half as good looking as you, though. You know. I found. Have a close look in here. That's right, just over here. See this card? I found this card stuck around the motor, which looked like, to be frank, appeared to me like it had been sabotaged.
It's a letter D.
It's a letter D. I don't know. There's not much to go on, I suppose.
Australia,
Who's
But,
Frank?
home of the gifted.
Maybe,
Gifted and the talented. That's what
You've never seen a card that ends in D or I don't know.
A D
You've
missing.
never seen a card that ends in D.
Keep your eyes out and make sure you let me know. It's quick, smart. I'll run to you, Jenny, if you
There
need
might be
my
a penny
attention.
in it for you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Lovely to meet you, Jenny. So sweet.
Yes, and you.
Oh,
what did you say
look
your
at
name
the
was?
time.
Oh, my name's Joseph Taylor. I'm not a tailor though. It comes up quite a lot, you know. People think Joseph
Oh,
Taylor.
God.
Oh, you're a tailor, are you? And I say, no, I'm a mechanic. You know, mainly boats and big engines.
And what else?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I am the nurse. I'm.
Oh, really?
In Woy Woy.
Well, I hope I don't get injured. You know, I need some close attention from. I mean, you know.
Well, you better be off,
Oh,
so
yes,
you're saying
yes.
too much.
See you later,
That's
Jenny.
all I can say.
See you later. I'll keep an eye out for you. That's for sure. Watch
Are
out
you
for
going
that-
to the movie?
Oh yes.
Yes. Me too.
Oh,
looking
perhaps
forward
I'll
to
save a
it.
seat next for you.
Love
for
a
you.
bit of Al Jolson.
Oh yes, lovely. Me too.
Well, it's getting on. She
Yes.
calls her,
Yeah.
nurses upside down nurses watch.
Yes.
Yes. Ooh,
Nice.
The movie will be starting in about
Oh, yes.
20 minutes.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
What?
I'll chuck my stuff in the room and I'll go there. If you don't mind, I'll save a seat for you. We can watch it together. See you later, Jenny.
She doesn't answer your last invite.
No girl can resist.
My mum says.
That's what my
Mum
mum says.
No girl will be able to resist you.
When my mum and I are practicing this scene together, she always says I'm irresistible.
Don't know what you mean.
When I role play with my mum.
When we're practicing doctors and nurses.
All right. So sure enough, it's about 20 minutes to 5, and you know from your tickets that the film will be screening at
20 minutes to 5.
at 5 o'clock. So
Why so early? What's with...
this is kind of the big
Walk home,
the big
not
event.
be in the dark.
Yeah, there's walking home. There's so you've got your accommodation. You're all at the Glen Lomond guest house. And who was retrieving Tommy?
I'll go and retrieve him.
Yeah.
And when you come in, it's just like, And that's why when we were over there in in the Great War, we were, and they're just like,
Oh, g'day, Tommy.
I think we were there before you, love.
I know,
Have I
ruining the
remember?
place.
Sorry, love, but just if I could just interrupt for a second, Tommy. We've got the old accommodation all sorted, mate. So we're all set.
So they take it for £24 then, would they?
£24.
I'm just basically throwing around large numbers.
Mate,
Of course,
I don't
freaking, what's her face? Square face.
Sissy.
Sissy face. Doesn't like the pounds.
Listen, mate, the movie's
She has a
starting
few
in
too many.
Oh, it's getting pretty close to
Yeah.
the starting time, mate. Geez, you'd be wanted, aren't you? Probably like.
Well, look. Okay.
like a bit of
I've
a
got to go and make some money. You can stay here and doing what you
Make
were
some
doing.
money, love.
Oh yeah. You just
Just
keep,
not your money.
Yeah, you just don't break any mirrors, okay? I'll catch you around.
Yeah, okay, well. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah, alright, let's go. Let's go, Tommy. Yeah. Jeez, mate, why are you picking fights around here?
Stupid woman, anyway.
Boring
So
conversation anyway.
You're not, yeah. Tommy shot first.
Tommy never shoots second.
I think Tommy was absolutely going to shoot first. So absolutely, there's a kind of a, like when the ferry was about to leave, there's this kind of crowd of people making their way towards the cinema. You see several similar clothes and people that you recognised on the boat, all sort of filing towards
Excellent.
this gigantic Woi Woi theatre, which, sure enough, again, if occupational health and safety existed, this is an overcrowded. Too many people. There are people crowded and 3 people in a chair. You know, there's people sitting in the aisle, kind of like trying to make room so that there's like a single file gap up what should be like a 3-person wide aisle up the middle of the cinema.
I'll make sure I'm taking photos and.
Yeah. There's people suddenly all go very, very po-faced
Yeah.
when the
Nobody
camera
knows
appears.
what to do with the photo. They're
Yeah,
just like,
yeah. There's an excited buzz in the room. There's like all sorts of excitement, and then as soon as the camera comes,
Interview with the mayor if I can,
Yep,
or talk
yep.
to anyone who's the.
there's a man in a cream suit that you recognise, and he's looking quite worried and haggard, and you know from what you've been told that that's Colin McKenzie.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll try and strike up a conversation with Colin if I can, but he's probably just.
Yeah, he's
get into
about
his
to
thing.
do his thing.
I'll talk to him afterwards.
He's looking kind of, he's got rings under his eyes, and he's looking, and he's wringing his hands as well, but kind of looks preoccupied. But he's the guy who's invented this sound machine, so that kind of would make sense. Some of you might notice that, but you're not sure who's who.
Have I lost the chance to save a seat for Jenny?
Look, it's pretty crowded. Tommy's got he's got a nice seat right up the front.
yeah.
Paulo's made a bit of space for any special guests if you like.
Do you know what my favorite thing about Polo is that you know that guy in the cinema who sits down in front of you and who's like 7 foot tall and just sits there and goes like this, just pulls out his cured meat sausage and just like I just start smelling of like
Everyone's
three
sort of
seats
around.
wide. Yeah,
Yeah, there's 9 seats around him. That's just been cleared.
If he's cleared a spot, I'll
There's,
I'll
okay,
go.
you're
Okay,
gonna reserve that for Jenny.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I might hang at the back because the crowds are kind of freaking me out a little bit.
Okay.
So
It's
I'll
pretty
get
loud. It's pretty loud as well.
A door, a seat near the door at the back.
Okay.
I'll be floating, so I'm going to be around the place taking photos.
You're taking
and
photos.
taking
Okay,
notes as
great. So sure enough, you all take your seats.
well. No, that's the whole point. We've all talked about what we're going to do.
Yeah. I'm reading my box. I've written
No,
box.
no, but we're all doing different things. So what you
Take
just
your
said.
seat.
No,
No,
wait,
we're not.
no,
we're not doing
sitting.
that. That's the whole point. I'm not doing that.
Can you work around it if we're not sitting?
I'm going to edit on the fly.
It's written in
You're
pencil, Murray.
either-
Can you rub it out and rewrite it?
You take your seat.
Lucky I didn't write it in pen. The cinema is full to overflowing. I'll see what I did there.
That's okay.
If tickets, no, that's in brackets, Murray. Don't read that. It is
totally
hot
messed up his
and
flow.
loud, and the sense of excitement is palpable. Can everyone except for Ralphie please make a spot hidden
I
roll?
thought you were going to do a palpable roll. Can you feel the palpableness of it?
Yes, 31.
Nope.
Davo, you
Yes,
notice a man in a
Steve.
crumpled linen suit pushing a vacant-looking woman in a wheelchair towards the front.
Oh, goodness.
So the sort of area around where Paolo has cleared 9 seats, he manoeuvres this wheelchair there. He's looks harassed and looks as if he hasn't slept in weeks. Once the wheelchair's in place, he makes his way up the stairs to the area in front of the enormous screen flanked by 2 large black boxes. And can you all give me a listen check, please?
Ooh, 1.
8. What is with your dice?
You
I succeed.
you clearly hear, it's Colin McKenzie, like
Right.
spoken in hushed tones.
Reverent.
You can, reverent and also scandalized.
Oh.
There's some rumours about him, there's some mystery about him. You absolutely hear someone start to gossip about, they say he's not right in the head, that this invention, I mean, who knows what it's going to be like, it's exciting. And then the others like, he's the greatest mind we've ever known in the North. Kind of, sort of all these sort of, so there's a mixture of reverent and worry, not worry they're here, but sort of scandalised. You also hear some people go, never catch on. Silent films are
No one will
the
ever
greatest
go
art form.
see anything he does.
Sound,
wait.
it's almost as foolish as colour.
Do you know my favorite thing is he goes like this. He goes along and gets he puts the needle in one hand and he gets the start thing in the other hand. He goes,
Yep.
This is the.
Incredible.
Cool.
I am a god of music and picture.
So the noise softens slightly, but there are some people who are obviously preoccupied in their conversations. And you can hear some
Sony.
shushing, and you can hear some, some people are starting to pay attention, but others are kind of, as they do, completely oblivious to what's actually going on because some of you failed your spot hidden. He mounts the stage, and his demeanour completely changes, and he becomes the showman in his element before his audience. And from the front, he sort of stands up and he takes on a completely different demeanour. He goes, now, wait a minute, you ain't heard nothing yet. Now, wait a minute. And there's some chuckles because there are some people in the audience who recognise that this is, in fact, the line that Al Jolson speaks in the movie you're about to
Awesome.
watch. So he's quoting the film before you even see it.
It's like a living trailer.
So he's got the entire sort of crowd's attention, and he's sort of bringing them down, bringing them in, and he's, then kind of breaks character and brings his hands as sort of he's reminded of the fact. Where you are, Dave, the door slams open and this young man, completely kind of scratched and his clothes are ripped, runs and he goes, Stop! And he runs.
I freak out a little bit and I
Yep.
grab the guy as he's coming in. And
Basically the door slams and he runs past you.
Okay.
Can you make a sanity check on your fear of loud noises?
You're fragile, aren't you?
yes, I am 15, so yes, I do make it.
Yeah. So you're kind of, but he's clearly
Purpose driven.
purpose driven. He's basically his clothes are ripped. It's like he's run through bush or something, and he runs straight down this almost like a motocross track that is too thin for one person to make through, but he just charges straight up to the stage.
So he's bumping elbows. isn't
Bumping
he?
elbows, he's treading on feet and ankles
Nice.
and stuff, and there's kind of all sorts of chaos as he runs to the front. He runs straight up to the desk, he runs to Colin McKenzie's ear, and he starts talking animatedly into Colin McKenzie's ear. You can't hear what he's saying, and Colin McKenzie's like making no signs, and he's like kind of insisting. He carries with him a kind of circular cylinder, and he's kind of thrust it into Colin McKenzie's hands, and Colin's kind of not interested. The mayor, who you kind of were working towards, sort of walks up. There's this animated conversation, and suddenly this guy sort of nods as if he's been given the okay, and he walks back purposefully past all the people he's run and bashed, back to the projector room. And sort of there's a silence, sort of waiting what's going on. No one's saying anything, and then suddenly the lights are cut, and after a few seconds, a film starts to play. Yes, Wellington. Just beyond those rocks is the most remarkable sight you'll ever see. Hieroglyphs in the Australian bush.
All the way out here, Professor.
I think they may be of great antiquity. It will make both of our reputations, Archibald.
Well, lead on.
Yes. Can you feel it, Worthington?
The hairs on the back of my neck are standing up, Professor.
History awaits.
Certainly rugged, Professor Bibbsy.
Yes. It's the most rugged terrain. Feel that? Oh, destiny.
The flosser in my chest.
It's destiny calling us. Come. It's not far now. There they are. Look, Egyptian hieroglyphs, thousands of years old. To think the Egyptians were here in approximately 3000 BC.
Can you decipher them, Spencer?
Yes, there's cartouches, Khufu. Here too. I believe the inscription stops here. Archibald, it seems to say, that is not dead, which can eternal lie. And with strange eons, even death may die. And this next section seems to say something I can't decipher it, but it's transliterated. Says, Fnglui Ngloaunaf Cthulhu Riley Wgangal Fagen. Yes, Worthington. Just beyond those rocks is the most remarkable sight you'll ever see. Hyrule. Yes, Worthington. Just beyond those rocks is the most remarkable sight you'll ever see. Hieroglyphs in the Australian bush.
All the way out here, Professor.
I think they may be of great antiquity. It will make both of our reputations, Archibald.
Well, lead on.
Yes. So they've heard the film, they just didn't hear us when we came back.
And we're back, and can you hear us now?
Okay, sorry
Fixed
about
it.
that.
Sorry.
Oh, right, we didn't understand. We thought you couldn't hear the film, which was ironic because I'd made a sound film, not a silent film, and we thought you'd just watched a silent film, which would have been, that wouldn't have worked.
So please
That's
tell us if
very
we are
meta.
now, if we
Yeah,
are
it looks
now
like we are.
broadcasting. It looks like we are,
Okay,
but
so you can see the
Yay.
film, and, right, okay, good to know.
Do you know the best part about that was that we come back and there's no sound at all on us. And it's just they're like,
Oh, we could play that. That would, oh,
And then
just
the
like-
cards
it's like-
pop
Mate,
up saying what we
life
said.
and movie
so let's
swap.
do a quick recap.
So
of
what
we
happened was, of course, that they heard the summoning of Cthulhu in the film. That made them all roll for sanity. 2 people passed, most people failed, so they took some sanity loss. And then Derek made a hard spot hidden roll, and he noticed that the woman in the wheelchair was convulsing at
And
the
I am
conclusion
just about to
of
go
that
over
film.
and see if I can render any assistance.
Great. And then the boy who's delivered the movie runs to the front again and pushes past. So you were about to make it to the. You can see that the guy in the linen suit is making his way down the stairs quite worriedly towards the woman
He
in
was
the
the guy
wheelchair.
who pushed her in?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's Colin McKenzie. And the boy doesn't get to the stage, he just gets to the front of the apron, and he basically yells out, "They've just been found murdered in the Gosford Cliffs!" Pandemonium breaks out. There is screaming, there is all sorts of panic. You notice that Jenny is at the back. She had made it in late, and she's now just heard this. There's and then there's this sort of rush of people trying to get out because this has kind of ruined their evening. That there's been a murder in Woy Woy. There's never been such a thing before. And can you all make
That's your headline
for,
right
s-
there.
for
Murder
smelling?
in Woy Woy.
For smelling,
Yeah.
would you use spot hidden for smelling?
Yeah.
I'd have to. It's a hard roll for me. I'm
Hard?
right next to Polo.
Yeah.
Me and Polo are sitting there, right? And he looks at me and goes. Polo looks and goes, "Good, not great, but good."
Yeah, spot hidden.
Yep.
Yeah,
hard,
succeeded.
hard spot hidden.
Oh, hard. Oh, wait. No, I doubt it.
I did not succeed on a
Okay, cool.
hard.
No, I didn't.
Oh, not
succeed
hard.
on
Sorry,
hard.
not
No,
hard.
it's great.
Okay.
So there's panic. There's people are pushing, and there's like the surge of people away from the front of the stage, and then there's all this. People are trying to get out. There's people being pushed into chairs. People falling over. Essentially, the night is ruined. They're all just going to be blurry messes. Oh, 28. Maybe not. Maybe that. My knowledge of camera technology in 1928. Maybe you banging off. You're changing. Yep. Can you all give me a listen check, please?
Oh, I made it.
I failed.
You hear the distinct cry of fire,
Oh no.
and at that point you smell smoke,
Oh no.
which is why I asked if you were serious about your threat, Tommy.
Very.
Hard questions from Sissy
Yeah.
later
I
on.
repeat the shout.
Yep.
And I
Okay.
tell everybody out.
Cool. They're trying to get out. Meanwhile, Colin has made his way down to the woman in the wheelchair. He's kneeling in front of her, and he's essentially trying to calm her down. He's just kind of shaking her the way the best medical technology in 1928, shaking her to try and stop her from convulsing. And there's absolute pandemonium at the
Are
other
there
end
side
of the
exits?
theatre. No, basically there's like giant barn doors at one end, and
Fire exits, what are they?
we're now in the perfect fire trap.
Oh, excellent.
And so you notice that there's no way for you to get to Jenny. You do see Lily all there as well, but you guys are kind of unmoving at the front, and everyone else is trying to cram out.
I think
the back.
I'm probably closer to the front. Yeah, I'm sorry. When you say front, you mean the front of the
where the screen is.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the.
Sorry, I mean
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, you were shooting them watching the screen, and you're now shooting them run away from you. What did happen to you?
Well, I was halfway getting
Yeah.
towards the woman in the wheelchair, but I may not.
Well,
have-
Yeah.
so you're getting jostled by people trying to get the other way.
Yep.
So obviously you're slightly burly and carrying a duffel bag, which
I am quite
has a
burly.
rifle in it. Not that they know that.
Yeah.
What, did you bring that with
no,
you?
I
Or was
left
that back
that.
in the room?
That's back in the
I go to the movies with my rifle.
Quick question.
Yes.
Where's the owner of the establishment? His name?
So the Woy Woy Theatre, they would have been in the box office, probably up in the. They would have been running the projection as well. So
And
they.
what's Colin doing?
He's trying to
Shaking.
shake the
So I-
shake the woman in the wheelchair back.
She's at the front,
towards
so
him.
she's right near me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I head over there and
Okay.
see what's
So
amiss.
he's undoing. You notice when you get close to her that she's basically been strapped in. So there's like all these good old leather straps with buckles, and he's undoing those. Even though she's not fully recovered yet. But he undoes the buckles and he basically lifts her out of the chair, and he starts to make his way back up the stairs towards the screen.
I wonder if there's a back door.
Yes, is there a way out, mate? It looks a bit messy out at the main entrance.
Follow me,
Where are you going?
out.
Can I help carry?
No,
Okay, I follow him. Come this way, guys.
I go with them.
Right, you can hear screaming. No one's
Tommy.
paying any attention to you, but you can. Can you all give me a listen check?
Points him to listen. Fail again.
Yeah, I succeeded.
I succeeded.
Tommy's more of a talker.
Cool. You hear from some cries amongst all those screaming that the doors are locked
Oh.
at the other end of the theatre. So and of course the problem is that they're pushing as the doors are locked. They're pushing people into the doors. There's no flames. You can definitely
We're
smell
smelling
smoke,
smoke.
but there's no flames in the theatre. The theatre isn't burning, but the panic has struck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sissy.
Cool. So you follow Colin. Sure enough, he walks around the side of the
Stay.
screen, and it's like an old-fashioned school hall, and
Yeah.
there's a stage. And sure enough, there's a loading dock and a stage door, and he walks quite uninterruptedly out the stage door, which no one else has thought of.
I head back and stand in front of the screen and see if I can spot Jenny.
Okay.
Jenny! Jenny, this way!
Okay.
And then everybody turns and runs towards
So
you.
there's a couple who turn and see you at the front saying this way.
There's an exit this way, everyone!
Right. Okay. So you can't see Jenny. She was at the front anyway.
Just slowly, just slowly. Everyone careful!
Ignore you. There's kind of a people turn
A rush.
and start running at you, and then more and more people turn.
Idea. I'm going to run out and see if I can run round to the doors and open them from the outside.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, I just had an idea.
Great.
And I piss
So
bowl.
you
I piss bowl.
catch up these guys. There's
What?
at the back of the theatre. There is a sort of like a small like office block where where the nitrate. Oh, great! Where all the nitrate films are stored, which of course burn
Of course.
particularly well. But there's no flames around here. There is a stronger smell of smoke as soon as you get outside the door, and that's where Colin heads with his wife.
And
I assume his wife.
assume his wife.
Yep.
Is she still in the wheelchair, or she's
No,
got
he's left the wheelchair in there. He's carried her.
Quick, let's see if we can get these doors open.
So
Come with me, guys.
Go around the front.
okay.
Tommy,
So
you look strong. Bring that big guy.
Oh, him?
Yeah, sausage man.
Yeah, okay.
cool.
Sure.
So what are you doing,
We leg it.
Ralphie?
I kind of don't want to split the group up, so I think I'll come with these guys.
Okay,
I'd
cool.
like to go follow Colin, but I don't know, guys.
As you run down the side-
Yeah,
Go, Colin.
I'll go with Colin.
You're going to
I'm
follow
gonna
Colin. Okay. You run down the side of the building. On the road opposite the theatre, there is a small goods shop, and it is wreathed in flame.
Oh,
Oh,
And also up the road, Sissy's place is just burned.
It's under threat, but it's not burning.
I'll
So
take a photo of
it's
it
like,
as I go.
because you followed Colin.
I can't see the fire as I go.
No.
Okay,
Theatre, end of theatre. Then they've run down the length of the theatre to its street entrance,
Front, and
and
then
that's where the
cross the
flames
other
are.
side.
fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Is the doors blocked or something?
The
Why
doors
they
are
locked?
being blocked by police to stop people coming out into the fire.
Is it that close?
So it's just across the street from the theatre. So if you have a look at the streetscapes that I gave you, you'll see that the
Hey, you-
streets aren't particularly wide. So
Oh, you bloody moron coppers! There's people getting crushed in there. Let them out.
there's a back door.
They don't know
I
about
don't
that.
know about it. Open the door.
Well,
There's
tell them
people in-
about. No, they're more danger here than they are there.
Jeez, people are going to get their skulls crushed.
I'm like this, bolo.
Yeah, how many coppers are there?
If Polo is directed like that, he'll just punch the cops out. How many cops are there?
There's probably about 6. So there's
He'll just
4
punch
of you.
him out.
Yeah, you're gonna fight the cop.
We're
Well,
gonna
Polo
save.
would.
We're saving the people.
All right.
Yeah, I wade into them, just push them out of
You're
the
gonna
way.
wade into the police.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, give me some
Roll.
brawling.
Oh, okay.
Well, no,
Yeah, that's
what,
true.
if,
Yeah.
if you
Normal
tell Polo
success.
to do that, he would just do
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
you told
yep,
him
that's
to do.
cool.
I know.
like that,
I
so
know. I love Paul. I love Paul.
I thought I will do this. So he'll just pull his gun and shoot them dead. So they're just dead now.
How did they die?
Bang,
Sausage
bang,
to the
bang,
head.
bang.
You kill the police.
So just murder
Have you
them.
seen
Just
John Wick?
brutally kill them. Yeah, like John Wick.
Have you seen
double
John
tap,
Wick?
double tap to the head. Just each
John
one.
Wick is basically a descendant of Polo.
Right.
So yeah,
Because they got sick of trying to say Paolo and then John.
All right.
just bum, 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 bum. And he's just dead. They're just dead. Don't even need to roll.
His name is
In
Polo.
fact, he does it with his eyes closed.
There's 6 police.
Yeah,
If you're
isn't
doing
that-
a double
isn't that-
shot to the head, you've got no gun that fires 12 bullets. You're gonna have to reload.
Yeah, even in this time period, you'd think it'd be crazy. Hey,
It's actually a musket. and he reloads in between his shot.
I'm just pushing him out of the way.
With one
This is
hand.
really
All right.
With
Okay.
one hand.
You
That
certainly
action
get.
is
You get.
not great. That's not a great action.
You get to the point where, the police are, a bit kind of gobsmacked that you're resisting them by fighting, but surely you actually clear one of the double
Yeah.
doors.
You yank it open.
And I go like this. I'm just like, look, if the insurance place is gonna, and I just keep talking and talking, and I'm almost like I'm yelling at them where they're just distracted and everything, and Polo's just going through and he just lifts open and just breaks
Cool.
the door.
Yeah.
and
So
opens it up.
as soon as the door is released, basically a broom has gone across. Then there's a flood of people. Can you give me a dex check? So is that Paolo who lifts the door?
Well, I was
We
yanking
have no
it open
stats
as
on
well.
Polo, so
Okay, sweet.
it's,
Polo,
I was
he's
yanking
whatever
it
you
open.
want him to be, Murray. He's your NPC.
I
He's your
just
NPC.
barely
who's-
failed.
Yeah. So
check.
you get.
Just do I get bowled over by Jenny?
You get.
Yeah, I love it. You stand
Make
there
a
going,
luck roll. Make a luck roll.
Her mangled corpse has been pressed up against the wall.
Success!
You get, so sure enough, this white flying shape basically bowls into you and wins you completely, and you fly onto the floor. You've got visions of this as being like a romantic embrace, but in fact, there's a flood of people that come out after her.
I shield her.
Stumbled. No, you kind of get.
Yeah, okay.
Oof, but,
Yeah.
your dex was to get out of the way. You didn't
Oh,
get out of the
should
way.
I fall into my arms?
Oh, absolutely, but she knocks you over.
in your
and
head,
and
that
keeps
happens.
going. Yeah. She knocks you over, keeps going. In your head, it was a romantic embrace. There was slow
motion.
Slow. The hills are alive with the sound of music.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Love is a many splendid thing
Yeah,
going.
that's right.
And
Waves crashing over you as you kiss on the beach.
And there's also
all of that stuff.
all that with
Just
the
like
angels
mine.
and everything spinning and the little doves spinning around your head.
Because you're actually unconscious. No. So you're knocked over. Everyone spills down to the street and obviously is brought up very short by the fact that there are flames, and
all
heat
burn to
from
death.
the other side of the
Because
street.
the police are
Jenny
actually
then
correct.
immediately clicks into nursing mode and starts to
Nice.
make sure that there's
She's
other
amazing,
people
Jenny.
Should make a fine wife.
worried. So
Just like my mum.
in that melee, the crowd pouring out of the theatre essentially blocks the police who've now recovered from getting to you, who stopped them doing what they thought was the best
Yep.
job.
Yep.
Fucking
Okay.
morons.
So
what
you're-
about the thing that's burning? Is there any saving that?
That pretty much is a small goods shop. It's kind of total. There's you can hear a bell in the distance of a kind of good old
Fire.
fashioned water pump into the sea to try and get water out and save the
a fire
shops
engine?
and the hotel, the Woi Hotel, where Tommy threatened to burn it to the ground.
And meanwhile, what's
Yes,
he
meanwhile-
followed, yeah. What's happening there?
With Colin.
You followed Colin. So Colin goes into this.
I feel like I should know something.
I love
So,
that.
what we're doing... I have no idea.
So-
I think you're the GM on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, come on. Tell me, what would you like
What
to have
happened?
No.
Alright,
So
so
no.
we're flying
What
a
I was
unicorn.
trying to do was, what do you guys do when
Oh.
you can see the police are trying to get to you
Oh.
through this wave of people,
Let's
Make yourself
scamper.
scarce.
Oh, we should. I'm sort of recovered enough. We should check out.
and Jenny's not interested in
where
it.
the convulsing lady went and whether she's all right.
Well, I'm going to start to directing people up or down the road. Sort of standing and not making them spill
Yep.
out onto the street and potentially.
They're kind of doing
I'm
that.
gonna
They kind of
head back
come
around
out of the theatre,
And
hit
go,
a wall of
"Ooh."
heat, and they kind of split left and right.
They're
so
not lemmings. They're not
yeah,
just going to
yeah.
run
Cool.
straight
Well,
into the
let's
fire.
let's go see if we can find where that woman was.
cool.
Come on, Tongy.
One
Tongy.
of the people just stand there and goes.
yeah.
Like in Lemmings.
That way.
Yeah. Into the flames. I see what you mean. No, not that. So you make your way back around to the side of the theatre, back where you came from.
Yep.
And you walk into this probably not safe building at the time, because it's sure enough it's a like an office / storeroom, and there are cylinders of nitrate film lining the walls of all the great movies, The Sheik, Rudolph Valentino movie, The Sheik Returns, The Sheik 7, The Sheik 9.
I have a
I
Rudolph
light up
size hole in my heart. Like,
I light up a cigarette because I'm nervous.
Cool, so roll a new character.
All of you. No. There is Colin, and he's sat.
I'm just taking a stab at the dark with the music here.
Right.
It's going to be something
Absolutely.
nefarious.
He's sat his wife down in the seat, and she's kind of, she's finally calmed down. and Colin calls to the back room. Have you found it yet? And a harassed-looking librarian type comes out with a red manila folder.
Hang on, librarian type. What's his name?
We don't know until
He comes out with a red manila folder.
I just got it.
And so this librarian, who's wearing a name badge saying Nigel, has sort of made his way to the deep dark south to try and escape from the horrors that he's seen and experienced
In London?
in London and in Miskatonic and New York.
Because it's 1920s now, so
Yeah.
we're in the right
So
time.
he's taken a ship. If you look into his eyes long enough, you can see horrors stretching back at least 40 years.
Well, you know what? He
This
looked
is
at
the
me
best
and
holiday I've ever had.
Okay,
Can I
you
say?
look up, and Nigel looks up and
and he-
sees Tommy.
Oh, is Tommy here?
He ships himself.
Hang on.
Yeah, Tommy's come back with these guys because they took Tommy. They said, Tommy, come with us.
Yeah.
My God.
They said take a holiday to Australia.
You've got it, Nigel?
Hey,
Have you got it?
Nigel. I didn't
What do
know
you
we
got
had-
there?
I didn't know we had a
Why has he
light.
got this?
What's he doing here?
Where in a, is this
He
a-
brought me the film.
Is
He
he
was
a-
the only guy I knew in America that could get the film.
You
Of
know,
all the people that you could choose to bring you the film, you brought this guy along?
Look, it's okay.
Well, the film,
so
we
good
didn't even get to
see
see
you.
the
I didn't
film.
know
You
where
brought the
went.
mafia
We didn't get to try my experiment.
to Australia?
The mafia?
What are you talking
He's
about?
the mafia.
Oh my God! Are we going on with this one again? Really?
But this is organized crime.
No, it's just organized.
What's going on here, guys?
This is all.
What did you mean about the experiment? What's in the red folder?
Look, I'm not working with this criminal.
Fair suck of
Let
the
me have a
sav.
look.
No,
just
I'm too weak.
what do we have here?
Give it back to me. Give it back.
Oh, stop it, you two.
He's not very strong.
So sure enough, inside the folder, there
You
are
grab all of it.
I don't.
You're not even thorough.
I don't.
there are letters and there are photographs inside this.
I literally took half of it just to annoy you because I knew that not taking everything would just annoy the crap out of Nigel.
What's this stuff?
Yeah, there's lots of stuff
you,
in there.
You can look at those ones.
Where did I put it? Oh, where's my page? There it is. Cool.
So, this is all the photos of the Gosford.
Yes.
Ooh.
So you were asking about what all of this was.
Yeah. What's this
Colin-
experiment you meant?
My wife,
Oh, wow.
Lucille, read some book,
That's so cool.
and she's not been the same ever since. And we think it's got something to do with those hieroglyphs. So we went up there and we photographed them, but it's not been working. But I was reading a book by Aleister Crowley, and he was talking about the power of sound, and if you play sound backwards. And so what I did was I invented something that not only will you hear it going forward, but there is also a message backwards through the movie, and
Wow.
that can. I was thinking hopefully that could implant some kind of message in my wife to calm her down and cure her.
Well, that sounds a bit mysterious. I don't
So-
know if that's exactly scientific, but it sounds like a good theory.
And we've got, there's other people that have gone missing up there, but what's happened to Spencer and Archibald is,
What the hell was that film about?
well, they took my camera. They took my experimental camera. It works. Ha ha! Oh. But they were going on an expedition to the glyphs, they said.
And where'd you get the film that we just saw? That's weird
Well,
language you were saying.
I'm going to be taking some photos of these things. And
Yep.
pocketing
Well,
some of it.
Johnny, well, no, I mean, there's letters and there's hieroglyphs. But if you look at the hieroglyphs,
Writing
we've
notes.
written down what they mean on the back.
Oh,
Do I understand any of this with Egyptian?
It's not right.
Yeah.
It's kind of skewed because the first sort of chapter makes sense, and you can translate it into the
Phonetical.
and then the next set make no sense because it's basically a phonetic transliteration, but it doesn't make any sort of meaningful. Yeah. So just like in the movie where he said the first line, that's a translation of them, and then in the others it's not, and it's basically just sort of a jumble of sounds. But what you saw in the movie was them.
But the bit that we did
reading
understand
out.
is that is not
That is
dead,
what
which
we
can eternal lie and in strange.
Yeah,
Kingdoms,
that
even death
translates
may die.
easily, and then it stops translating easily and just becomes.
That Finugly Maguire
Yeah.
thing.
Did,
Yeah.
did you understand that the weird babbly speech, Tommy?
I dropped some of the photos on the ground, and
Oh my goodness!
And they
I
kinda-
picked them up.
they go out of order, and I kind of just scrap them together and with a bit
Yep.
of dirt and just put them together and kind of like tap on the table. And, sorry, Nigel, I'm so sorry. Here you go.
What do they say?
I've got a translation of that is not which can eternal lie, and with strange eons even death may die. And this one says 3rd of March 22.
That's from Necronomicon.
Can I roll?
The
Passage?
seems to say something about the eternal slumber of death and the death itself dying, but there is a negative I can't make sense of. And then the passage resembles a spell. One wonders if it can be reversed and if it is recited backwards. Something like die may death, even eons strange. The indecipherable section which follows may also need to be said in reverse, that is once we can untangle what it says forwards. Right.
Strange.
So I was working with the professor to try and get this backwards, but
Was that you in the video?
no, that's Professor Busby.
And so he's dead or whatever. And how'd you get the camera back?
Well,
and
what Johnny said was they'd been murdered and their bodies are up in the cliffs.
And he's just brought the camera back, and that's it. And we watched a film,
Well,
and there's
Well, I don't know. He didn't say. He just said that he found the canister.
So why did we bring it here to watch?
it's a bit strange.
Well,
We'd have to ask Johnny that. I mean, he was scratched and.
Why is this an event? Why is this for public viewing?
Well, I don't think he meant to view it.
Then why did?
Well, if there are dead people up there, I think we should go and get them.
Yeah, of course. You
Absolutely.
can't just let guys lie around like bloody, food for crows.
I mean, they were two very handsome chaps, and I think
Well,
they should be
What
laid
do
to
you
rest.
think?
well,
I think they should be
They
laid to rest.
had phenomenal dress sense.
And
they did have that.
if
You've
nothing
infinity
else,
for
they
these
should be
men.
commended
we
for
should tell the police.
their clothing.
Should tell.
We could tell the police. That's a good idea. Should we tell the police?
No. No. Look. We can just go check this out. I'm a bit nuts because I've got 21 Cthulhu mythos on my
Okay.
sheet.
So sorry, you're going to make a roll.
Can I roll a Cthulhu
Yep.
mythos? I've never done it, and it's never
Go on.
worked.
Do
Ready?
it. Do it.
I'm crazy. I'm real crazy. Not that crazy.
77.
So
I'm 21. That's pretty good for Cthulhu.
Yeah.
You know what that is? Reinforcement. Thank you.
great. And at that moment, you notice that there is an Aboriginal man
Oh, no.
dressed in tribal
Oh.
gear, standing at the open doorway, standing on one leg. We're going to take a break at that moment. And we are giving away another copy of the PDF of Terror Australis, right, the Jazz Singer in the chat. And also we're giving away copies of the Masks of Nyarlathotep Syrinscape sound set. Oh man, that's hard to say. Syrinscape sound set.
I love that that's
so-
the thing you get. Not whatever the other word was.
Yeah, one I've said,
sound set.
one I've gone. Nyarlathotep. And the other one, Syrinscape sound set.
So yeah, right, jazz singer, and we'll
Right, Jazz Singer, and we'll tell you when we come back from a short break who has won